already into it?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Roots is basically the movie of movies. It's a long ass movie, but if you get I think you would actually like it. You would really get through it. It's 8 hours long, but the whole concept is a man named Kunta Kinte. He is a warrior in his tribe. He gets kidnapped by another African tribe, and they sell him to these white people. Now, this is the new age. This is the new version. I'm talking about the new version. They sold him to these white people, and if you can see real quick, these white people give them like coins, not even dollars, coins, not even gold, coins. What are they gonna do with coins in their own fucking continent?
Well. So,
what are they gonna do?
I'm familiar. With the story.
Let me finish real quick. So in the whole movie, he's enslaved. This movie, I cried, man. I fucking cried. I don't cry when I watch movies, like unless it's like some real shit where you can really feel. I felt the character more than I ever felt in my life. The whippings. Like you see the black person who's the Uncle Tom who says, "Oh, he's doing this, massa." And at the end of the day, he keeps running. He wants to be free. He keeps running, but then he keeps getting caught. And at the end of the day, like 3 times after like a couple times of him running away, they say, "You know what? Since you keep running," they cut off his foot.
But
you tell me at the end of the day, they fucked black people over. I don't care what anybody said. White people literally, royally fucked black people over. If they just let us stay in our own fucking continent and be our own people, then maybe, just maybe, something, like, it would have been better. But I'm glad, but at the end of the day, I'm not saying I'm grateful for that, but I'm saying at the end of the day, it hurts my soul to know that my ancestors suffered so I could have a better life in this country. Suffered. Like, whippings. Sometimes they would literally hang pregnant black women and cut the stomachs out and have the baby, the fetus fall on the ground. And and where I'm going to end this, and I'm going to let everybody else talk. If that didn't let you explain it more, white people literally had them chained to the ground on the fucking ships. And you know, in the back of the day, the ships literally have water like flowing in them, kinda. So they're kind of drowning in this water a little bit, but they're like trying to breathe and shit. One of them escapes. They try to fight back. They can't because they have guns. They gave. Oh wait, by the way, they gave the Africans guns without ammo. No fucking ammo. And they were like, "Oh well, okay, this is cool. Here's a black person. There you go. We can do something with this without knowing they can't use the fucking guns without bullets." So back to this. They use the guns with the fucking bullets, and then put the black people back in line. Now they have them kneeling. They cut each black person's family member head off, puts it on a stake, and makes them kneel down and look at them. Now you tell me that shit was. If anybody says that was justified, I'm gonna come back.
All right. Yes. So
that shit is
it's not. It's definitely not justified. But I'm getting
emotional.
That was real, man.
I'm getting real emotional. This shit
really
definitely real.
But my soul.
I'm gonna kind of steer this somewhere.
Well,
else.
he brought it back to the initial question.
No, I know.
Really cool.
I know. Which
Wait. If you want to change it, you can change it real quick. But Will talk about
that. Was a solid. That was just awesome that you brought it back to the initial question, which was, do you think that Joe Biden will do anything about the Breonna Taylor case? And now that we're back on social injustice, I'm gonna say, flat out, I don't think that he will do anything about that case.
Me neither.
But I think that if more cases like that happen, I think he's going to do a lot more than Donald Trump would do.
Yes, I do agree with that.
Because Kamala Harris will fucking do it if she has to.
Right. Nobody could be worse
about
first
black woman in office like that.
Nobody could be worse than Trump about that because he was literally,
he was feeling the flames.
He was telling the governors and the fucking police to kill everybody that doesn't fucking.
He was feeling the flames.
Those were peaceful protests for most of them.
And he brought in the U.S. government.
He brought the national fucking gun. Did you know? Wait, hold on, Kyle. I don't know if you saw it. Will saw it. Will, you saw my story. Yeah. They had snipers literally at our fucking heads, She was scared to death. She's like, "Yo, get the fuck out of there." My mom was calling me. She's like, "Ashanti, please leave." Like they were throwing tear gas.
Yeah.
I literally got. If you've ever
That's
been
not how you
hit,
handle a situation as a
Will,
president,
have you ever
man.
been hit with tear gas? That shit
Yes, I have.
burns.
Yes.
No, it doesn't just burn your whole skin. When you
Right.
breathe, it hurts your lungs, your eyes.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I told her, I was like, I can't even. I have a hard time fucking driving right now. I was literally yelling at the National Guard. He came up to me. He pulled his gun. He had his gun in his holster. I drove off. I was like, fuck that. Follow me home, nigga.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah,
that.
almost
Yeah.
all of those
They
protests
did
were
not-
peaceful until instigated by the police.
Exactly.
They brought,
You know,
I swear to
and
God,
they-
they brought in people for the riots. They brought
Right.
in
They
people
did.
for the riots.
And
Oh,
they said they were
absolutely. And
Antifa,
there
which
was
is
a
not
lot-
a thing.
and-
There was multiple, you know,
No,
there was
I'm just
multiple
saying.
Antifa people,
No,
That's not a thing.
arrested.
That's
saying.
not an organization.
I'm just saying.
Is it? I mean, I don't know.
No,
I don't
no,
know.
I'm
But
just-
they
That's
claimed
what
It's not an
Antifa.
organization.
wait,
They do
wait,
not meet. They
wait.
do not gather. They do not congregate.
They claimed Antifa though. The people that were arrested claimed that they were with Antifa and they were,
Wait.
you know,
Well, then they're
arrested, just
instigators.
No, wait.
breaking
They're
windows.
instigators.
Yeah,
They're
Can I say
exactly.
something?
They're
Right,
trying to say
exactly.
word, you know?
Can I
Yeah.
say something though?
Exactly.
I've never heard
Wait,
of
can I say something? So y'all saw the Albany riots, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys notice
We were
that
in
out
one.
of all the years that Albany has had shit going on, we've done some wild shit. But
Never
a lot of
moved
those
it.
people I've noticed in the pictures in the video did not look like anybody I've ever
No,
seen.
no, they're sent in,
and
man.
I'm not saying I know everybody in Albany, but I can tell you a person when they look like they from Albany, Troy, or Schenectady. It's the bottom line. I can tell you. I can look at a person and be like, "You are either from Troy, Schenectady, Troy." There you go.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I can tell you're from Albany. You're not from here, are you? Nope. There you go. Like it's
They're
just a New York.
outsiders,
It's just,
man. They're
yeah.
sent in. They'll literally cause havoc, man. Disrupt
Right, yeah.
the system.
Some of the people admitted to driving hours away
yep.
to these,
Yeah.
you know, big city, you know, protests
Yeah.
just to start problems with everybody.
Yeah,
but then again, there is, you know, those people starting problems, but there was a lot of, you know, and I hate to say this, but there were mostly black people that would join in on the ruckus, you know, that was
I'm
going
saying-
on.
No, but
you
what
know,
do you-
and it's just
Yo,
like,
hold on,
it's
Kyle,
like
Kyle, real
monkeys-
quick.
Yeah,
What do you?
I'm not gonna say that. That's
Hold on,
a
real
bad
quick. So now I'm
analogy.
gonna get into y'all.
But there was a lot of people that just didn't know any better. You know, they see all this stuff going on. They're like, oh,
Kyle?
yeah, someone just broke in that window. You know, they're taking
Alright.
stuff, and it's like, you know.
But I will
Kyle,
say,
wait. No, you say what you say?
I'm gonna say like certain people I've seen even in those videos, I've never seen act that way for any situation ever. Like the
Well, a
one
lot of
person I'm
people are
friends with,
upset, you know?
Yeah,
No,
no,
but listen,
and
that's justified.
that's
People
where I was
are
kind of
angry.
going. Was people were like
Instigated.
going with their emotions.
They're being
you know,
fucked by
you
the
know,
system,
They're not the
fucked
one
by
that are
the
starting
government.
it, but they're the ones that you know that they're like in their emotions or in the protests. You know, and then all this stuff's
No,
going on.
but
They're like,
I
oh
think-
well,
No, but
you know,
listen,
I'm pissed.
listen.
you
No,
know,
wait,
let's go.
I want to say something real quick. Y'all, okay? Has anybody watched the movie Selma?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna get real quick, and this is gonna go back to what I'm saying. No, this is some surreal shit. So, has anybody ever heard about the Birmingham, Alabama church bombing?
Yes.
Yeah.
One of those women was my mom. Was my great grandmother.
Woo.
It was my great grandmother's sister.
Yeah.
She was one. I think her name. She was the third woman in all the pictures. She's the woman that looks like more. If you look at her, you can tell like it resembles my mom a little bit. But at the end of the day, we stood. We didn't do shit. They beat us. They had fire hoses, dogs biting us, attacking us. Even white people got killed from the KKK just for associating with the black people. We tried to do a protest. They wouldn't listen. We tried to do peaceful protests. They wouldn't listen. We rioted, and now they want to say, "Oh, we're the fucking problem."
Yeah,
no, we're not the fucking problem.
I totally agree.
America doesn't know how to control their legal justice system, and it doesn't even begin with black people. It begins with the lower class too. If you look at it,
Yeah.
white, like even if you think about it, okay. So I made a good point last night. If you look at the first ever presidential election win, George Washington only won 69 points. You know how many people, like even white people, were? If you're a poor white person, you couldn't even vote. You had to be a rich white man to vote, and there was very few of those. So at the end of the day, it's like we protest, and there's nothing that they want to do. But then when we riot, they want to say we're the fucking problem. We're not the fucking problem. You're the fucking problem.
Alright, so
He's right.
I totally agree with that, and I
That's it.
feel like this year they've like acted like the BLM protests, like, this was the first year that it started. Like, they act like this just came out of nowhere, like, you know, they're just starting this, so what do they expect us to do about it? But this has been going on for years and years. You know, everything's been, you know, building up to this point. This is why everything's escalated, you know, so fast, and why it's to this point is because for the past 10 years, nobody's done shit about it. There's been protests, there's been, you know, all of this peaceful stuff going on, but nobody has done shit about it. And that's like really frustrating because, you know, people have been doing this the peaceful way, and everybody's like, well, why are they rioting? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? But the whole reason why they're doing that is because nobody's fucking listening. You know, nobody's doing anything about it. You know, there's no laws being made. There's no actions being taken on the police, you know. I mean, granted, yes, the police are there for a reason, and I understand that, but they do not need to have, you know, all this riot gear and all these equipment to take down, you know...
Demilitarize the
right,
police,
exactly.
Man.
You know, defund the police. They do not need all that equipment. You know, why are you going to do that to your own people? You know, there's no reason for it. And, you know, why is... there's so many cop shootings all the time. You know, they should, you know, all these other countries, they have, you know, no guns on their police, and they have a lot less, you know, violent crimes. Yeah. Yes, there are still stabbings and there are still shootings, but they're a lot less in number, and everything's a lot less fatal because, you know, once there's a gun brought into the mix, and it's usually the police first, you know, that's what escalates everything, is the police having a gun there first, you know. People feel threatened every single time an American police officer is at their house. Like
nobody wants to see the police. You know, even people that call the police for themselves are scared of the police. You know, they don't know how things are going to turn out. They think they're there for their safety, but they're still like scared for themselves because the police are there. You know, there should be a bigger background check and like psychiatric evaluation for a police officer.
All right, hold on. Can we talk about something? Sandra fucking Bland. Now that is a prime example of a woman that got fucked by the criminal justice system. All the proof. Did you see her fucking picture? Her mug shot.
Anyone who can't tell from a mile away what was wrong with that picture.
Okay, Will, you've probably never. I don't know if you've ever had your mugshot taken or what. I don't want to know, but I've had my mugshot taken. You have the height, your height right there. Literally, she was on a concrete floor. They opened up her eyes and took the fucking picture. Even if they didn't have the lines, okay. They said she hung herself. Why would she hang herself? Why would she hang herself?
But the way your face looks when you're laying down versus how you're standing, and like you thought no one could tell that in the picture.
It's just crazy because at the end of the day, she lost her life because they showed very little care in it. They said, "Oh, she hung herself." And all of her family members, her friends, people that she worked with said she never had any type of thoughts of killing her, suicidal thoughts, or none of that.
All right, so I can kind of elaborate on that. So I'm probably the only one that actually did any jail time here, I believe.
Oh, I did some. And you know.
Oh. Bring it back, baby. Come on.
Bethlehem.
That's a story for another time, Kyle.
Oh, you want to know?
15 months, and I was in 2 separate jails, and each one I had different encounters with the correctional officers where they did shit that was completely unethical. Once I ended up getting in a disagreement with a CO and ended up, calling him out. I called him, some names or whatever. So I got locked in my cell. Next thing I know, like about an hour later, the COs come down.